Welcome back to the vendor table.
Hello.
Hello.
This is the second time that you've responded exactly the same way. To me saying
I'm just waiting for you to come up with something like totally out there. I think you said "oorah" once.
I did.
And I was like, I don't even know how to
I don't know
respond
why
to
I did
one.
that.
I'm like, what are you, a Marine? Like,
No.
things like that. So
I guess I need to get more creative.
you do. We should have a listener poll. How should Lauren respond to "Welcome back to the vendor table"?
Give me a list of ways to respond to "Welcome back to the vendor table," and I will do it.
Well, welcome back. We are back for another episode. You guys have been amazing to us, and we are forever grateful for our growing community.
I'm only temporarily grateful.
Wow. It's pretty mean.
I'm just kidding. I love you.
Wow. Guys, I guess you need to impress her or something.
Do you have a favorite podcast host? Because
Not
it's not
you.
me right now.
Not you.
Just digging that hole deeper.
It could be me. No, I'm kidding. All right. Well, we are back. A lot has happened since we've last recorded. This is our first recording session of 2024. Mm-hmm. So, like, we've had episodes come out in 2024. I think we've said this a couple of times, but we record usually like a few episodes a pop and then push out our content. So sometimes we don't see each other for like a month, and a lot goes on.
A lot has gone on.
Yeah.
So a lot has happened in the internet world, and we haven't really touched on any current events lately. So let's talk about this one.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
This has been sent to us a few times.
Mm-hmm.
And the title of the article says, "Bride plans to charge a no-show fee to wedding guests who canceled last minute." An Australian bride considers charging a no-show fee after 10 guests backed out of her interstate wedding despite prior confirmations. The non-refundable venue payment amounted to $12,426, and with cancellations, the bride risked losing $1,336. She questioned the feasibility of requesting the guests to cover these costs themselves, highlighting the financial strain caused by their abrupt changes. What do you think about this?
Damn. Wow. That's a first, right? This has got to be a first. Is this a first? Is this a first?
It's probably not the first, but definitely the most circulated.
This is ballsy, and I love it.
I have my thoughts.
I really love this.
You like it?
I don't know why. It's like, you know what? It's a big fuck you to those people because, listen, I had 5 no-shows to my wedding, okay? It was $250 a plate. That's a lot of money lost. It is. And we didn't get a gift from those people.
No, okay, see, that I feel like is messed up.
So they RSVP'd yes. They didn't show up. They didn't give a gift. And we paid for their plate. So I get where she's coming from because I experienced that. I don't think I would do it, but at the same point, I respect her for doing it.
I feel a little differently.
Okay.
I feel like when you are booking an event, you know that you're going to be spending a certain amount of money, and you know that people are going to back out.
That's true.
It just happens. That's the inherent nature of shitty humans.
It's true.
Then on top of it, you have to factor in emergencies. People have kids, or someone gets hurt, or someone gets sick.
What if they just didn't show up for no reason?
If they didn't show up for no reason, that they're an asshole, but that doesn't necessarily...
Because that's what I'm taking away from this is they're showing up for no reason. Like, say you catch COVID or
but
you're sick.
But how are you going to know?
Like, one, just the guest could make an excuse kind of thing. Okay. It happens. Okay. So I get both sides of this. I do. Would I ever, I didn't charge my guests a no-show fee. I didn't even think about that. But I don't think this is something that should take the industry by storm in terms of, I don't see too many people doing this.
You're also going to lose friendships over this shit.
I think so too. Like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, it's kind of fucked up. But at the same point, I kind of respect her doing it.
Still, it's like one of those things where, like, it's free for a wedding guest to go to a wedding.
Yeah, I'm so impartial
So
on
you're
this.
going to charge them to not go?
Yeah, I'm so like on the fence about this. Like, I get it, but I think it's kind of
I
fucked
totally
up.
understand. But like, if that $1,336 is putting financial strain
It's
on
like, what,
you,
15% of the wedding?
you should not be having a wedding.
Yeah, I would say so. I'd say so.
There-
It's so fun. It's like, I don't know. This is like,
Let's talk about something else too. So
Weird topic.
we are in an area where weddings cost a ridiculous amount of money.
yeah, second most expensive place to get married in the United States.
We're talking between 65 and upwards of 100,000 wedding, like $100,000 for a wedding. This person paid $12,000 for their venue. Venues around here,
Yeah.
significantly more than that. So maybe I'm being a little too
Hoity?
Long Island right now. So I'm trying to bring it back to reality and think that maybe
How do
okay.
you not be Long Island, Lauren?
What?
How do you not be Long Island?
I don't know. But I understand that a little over $1,000 can be a hefty chunk when you've saved
Yeah.
for however long. I still don't think anything like this is passable.
You know what? This is a good poll. Let's put it in. We're going to put this on our show notes. What would you guys do? Would you charge a no-show fee if you were to get married today and, you're like, you had people no-show cancel days before for no reason? Would you charge a no-show fee?
I would at the very least expect these people who no-showed to send a gift.
Yeah, I would too. That's what I would do.
Again, like a lot of people do send gifts, and then what, you're going to charge them a no-show fee on top of the gift? I just, it's too blurred lines for me.
Did you see the another topic? Did you see the coffee shop posting about like a wedding showing up?
Bro.
Oh my God. You want to talk fucked up.
That's fucked up.
So there was a story circulating on Instagram that there's a coffee shop, I think in Indianapolis, that hosts like small weddings and things like that, and like bridal brunches, whatnot. Well, apparently a whole wedding, like 50 plus people, showed up without ever reserving this place and came in. And
I think it was 20.
Was it 20? I thought
think
it was
it was
50.
20.
All right. Well, the number escapes my I verify
But
the
still,
number.
it's a small coffee shop.
Okay.
20 people, you can't.
Yes. It's a lot of people coming in fully dressed in attire, expecting to basically.
And they just had it.
Yeah.
They didn't even. They did have the ceremony, and the staff is all standing there like, what?
Yeah, this isn't like coming and sitting down and having dinner. They actually did their ceremony in the coffee shop.
No heads up. Just walked in and was like, where do we set up? It's like, what?
That's fucked up.
That's messed up. That's so messed up.
Like, how fucked up are you in your head that like we're just gonna do this? Or were they told? No, they weren't told, because you know what? They're just assholes.
the audacity.
The audacity. Fucking people. Fucking people these days.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be a garbage person.
Don't be a garbage person.
There it is. There it is.
Drink coffee.
A lot of people
Don't be a garbage person.
Yeah. A lot of people said we have to make merch. Mm-hmm. I think that's our first.
That should be
shirt.
our first goal of 2024.
So we're here today. I know we just ranted for 10 minutes, but we're here talking about our goals for the 2024 wedding season. As wedding vendors, you should set your goals at the beginning of every year. As a person, you should set goals. I think it's important to set goals for your new year and everything like that. I know personally, I set goals every year that I want to accomplish, and I always check back in December and see if I accomplished those goals. And I'll be honest with you, I hold true to these. I have them on a note file on my phone. I check them off. We did it with our podcast, like with the vendor table. We had goals that we wanted to reach, and we shattered them last year.
Shattered.
So this year we have more goals, which we're hoping to shatter. But yeah, I always say, like, set a goal that's, hard to reach. Like maybe it's going to take you a little bit of effort to reach it, but setting that goal is something to work towards, right? Mm-hmm. So we have our goals for the 2024 wedding season as vendors, as well as some personal goals for ourselves that we want to run through. So we'll go back and forth, we'll alternate and shit like that. So goal number 1 for you, what is it? Let's go.
My goal, my first goal was to improve my client experience.
Okay. How do you plan on doing that?
So realistic, I mean, we've talked about this before with the guides. I still have no guides. And there's going to be a lot of people on here that are listening to me right now who are probably like, how the fuck does this bitch not have any guides? And she's sitting here and giving advice. Guess what? Lazy girl energy. I got my bookings. I did good for the year. I didn't feel like overexerting myself and doing more things than what I was capable of. I didn't do it. So this year, I now have no side gigs. I'm 100% all in on my own business. And I'm focusing on the client end of things. So I am starting to make my guides. And I want that to like really just, it's different than emailing. You know, like emailing back and forth with a client or talking to them on the phone is one thing, but they need visuals.
Of course they do.
You know, they can see your website, they can see your portfolio, but they want to see all of that in conjunction with your personality. So I think that a guide for each service that you offer is really important. You've told me this 100 times.
You know, that's fine. That's fine. I've told her to do this for years. Years and years.
Uh-huh.
I'm a guide guy. I have guides for everything. I have a...
Just say it. Just say I told you so.
You want to know all my guides?
Just say I told you so. I know.
Okay, you want to know all my guides? You want to know the guides I have? All right, here's my guides.
He's got guides on guides. He's a guides guy.
I have my 2024 wedding guide, and that's when people inquire. It's a nice 15-page document. Has everything broken down. Nice
and neat.
That's a lot of
pages.
Yeah, it is. You know what? It's a client experience.
Okay.
Elevated.
I'm taking notes, sir.
Then when they sign with me, guess what they get? They get a welcome guide. A welcome guide basically covers everything that's going to go into a wedding day. Gives them tips and tricks, advice, things like that. Shows them a little bit about me. Stupid photos of me looking like an idiot because you know what? They're going to relate to me.
I took those stupid photos of you.
No,
these are different ones.
These are different ones. I actually have to update. I have to update my guides for new photos.
Damn.
Okay.
I had the picture of you
I'm not done with my guides.
I don't like your attitude, sir.
I'd like to explain more.
Lower your voice when you're talking to me.
I'd like to explain more on my guides, please. Okay, I'm not done with my guides. Number 3 guide.
We're gonna fight.
Number 3 guide I have is lifestyle and branding guides. So those are for like, you know, clients like wanting to do like a lifestyle session or they want to do a branding session, stuff like that. Kind of shows those off. I also have a guide for engagement session guides, which is really cool, which that I'm updating big time. That's one of my goals. I'm going to get more into that. But that's like what to wear, all of that fun stuff, where to take photos, okay? Then I have a bridal prep guide, which the bridal prep guide has like all the items you should have ready for the wedding day so that when I show up on a wedding day, it's all nicely neat and organized. And then that's my last guide. I'm a guide guy.
You done?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
That sounds great, Michael.
Maybe you should make some guides, Lauren.
Oh my God.
Make some guides, Lauren. I've only been saying for 2 years.
Matt, do you have any alcohol here?
I think he does. So that's good. Update client experience.
He's going to look for it.
Great job, Lauren. Okay, you want to know my...
No, I don't.
Okay.
Just rambled for 20 minutes.
Well, you know what? You do your next one. I'll give you time because I rambled for 20 minutes.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead. I'm a courteous co-host. Go ahead.
Sure. Thank you. All right. Mine are, it kind of ties to my website, but I want to blog more. I used to blog a lot and I've gotten away from it a little bit, but I want to blog at least 10 articles on my website this year, more like advice, like articles, like everything from like, you know, engagement session tips and tricks to like, you know, cool locations or stuff like that. Like just like kind of bringing people more to the website for like unique experiences more than like just sharing like a wedding, like, oh, like this wedding was really cool and like stuff like that. Like those can be time consuming. Whereas I feel like if you're writing a blog article that has something to do with like something fun or, you know, a tip and trick or something like that for couples, it's a little bit more of an interactive experience. So that's something I want to do. I want to do 10 articles on my website this year. As well as
blogging is a good one. I haven't done any blogging. I know it's really good for SEO. I know it's good for a lot of things. It gets a lot of people to go to your website. So that's probably something I will end up testing out as well. Because I know that Pixie has blogging, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So in the off season, while we are slow on the back end, that's something that I'm going to kind of look at too. I'm just not I'm not really a blogger. So I'm
not
going to have
either.
to like really try very hard at this.
Yeah.
So I think maybe even
I think a 2-paragraph
a goal
blog is
for the
fine.
goal.
Yeah.
A goal for the goal is to plan what I'll be talking about in
Yeah.
the blogs ahead of time.
That's a good goal.
Yeah.
Good goal. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Needs a little alcohol in here. I need some too, you know, because of the
Wait,
fact.
can we ask
Diva
the public?
Lauren has entered the chat.
Matt just poured me some champagne because he knew I needed it.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Matt. You're
Cheers.
the best producer ever.
Yeah, I got to cheers, Matt, on that one.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. That's right.
Wait, I just want to ask. I want to do like a little quick.
Sure, go ahead.
What do you think of me and Mike doing a drunk episode?
Like a power hour episode?
Yeah.
We should do a power hour episode. When's the last time you did a power hour?
I must have been 20.
Yeah, college.
Not old enough to drink, but
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That'd be a good episode.
oh boy,
Oh God.
it would get us in trouble.
They need a DD for that one. Ooh.
Okay, that was great. Blogging is good.
Yeah.
I'm in a better mood now.
All right, we got some sponsor ad reads. We want to thank Maru for sponsoring this episode. Maru is a modern payment experience for the wedding and events industry. Maru is a community of over 9,000 plus wedding and event professionals and growing, which is crazy. With seamless transactions and a hassle-free payment experience, we make it possible for you to focus on what you do best, creating memorable experiences. With Maru, you can accept and make payments without processing fees, offer clients a simpler experience, so no need to sign up, just pay and go, and keep all your payments neatly organized in one central hub. It's a great resource. Also, what I found out is you could actually pay contractors out of there. So if you have second shooters or associate shooters or anything like that, this is not only just for photographers, it's for any wedding professional. It's a great way to pay those contractors and keep things all nice, neat, and organized. You could sign up for free at maru.us/TVT. For more details, visit their website. All right, what's your next one?
I want to do one personal project per quarter.
Me too. This is great. I love that.
Yeah.
I want to do one personal project this year. I haven't done one in a long time. So like you want to do one a quarter, which is really nice.
I think that I get so burnt out over the course of the weddings, like our peak wedding season, because I'm constantly only doing work. If I had one project per quarter to focus my attention on the side, I feel like it would keep my juices flowing creatively. Maybe try new techniques out on another person or myself, or even like I used to do a ton of self-portraits when I was younger, when I was in college. Even if I'm just using myself as a subject and trying to do new things, even if that's like making content or something like that, just to keep my creative juices flowing. I think it's important for us as photographers to always try to do better personally.
Yeah. A personal project always fuels those creative juices, right?
Yeah.
It really does. Like, I haven't done one in a while. I'll be honest with you, probably like 3 years.
I think the last time I did was during COVID because
Yeah,
I had
same.
nothing else to do.
Same. Yeah. Like, I had nothing to do. So, you know, like, and then we got so overwhelmed and stuff like that. I think a good creative project every once in a while, one a quarter, I think is very, very good goal. I think that for me, that's lofty. I just want to do one this year. But I think having one personal project a year, especially during the slow season, is a good way to really, you know, keep that creativity flowing. It's really important for us as creatives to do that, because otherwise you get into a I don't know. I guess
get
it's
into a rut. Like you
get
hit
into
a wall.
rut. It's like you're doing repetitions and stuff like that. Like you're doing the same thing over and over and over again.
And sometimes working at the same venues over and over and over again. And you're always trying to you're always trying to one up yourself.
Exactly.
And sometimes it's very hard when you're working in a very fast pace. So
exactly.
Slowing it down and working on a personal project, whether that's a styled shoot or like a passion project of some kind.
Yeah.
we've talked about styled shoots before. We don't hate styled shoots. We just hate when they're marketed as actual weddings.
Exactly.
Styled shoots can be amazing, and they don't necessarily have to be wedding styled shoots. They could be completely vintage inspired. They could be anything, really.
Exactly.
As long as you style it accordingly. But anything like that, I feel like is just good to do.
Absolutely.
Good for the soul.
It really is.
It's chicken soup for the soul. God damn it.
Love that. I love these. Like, we have very similar goals, I feel like.
Yeah.
My next one is posting on Instagram at least twice a week. I've gotten so off of the game of posting.
I'm so bad at Instagram right now.
You know what it is? It's like you kind of get to the point with posting that social media is toxic. Let's be real here, okay? And like, we're all want that pretty grid and the nice feed and stuff like that. And like, I was posting every day for years, and then I started doing like every other day, but it wasn't like my best stuff. Mm-hmm. Now I really plan and post my best shit, but often than not, I'm not posting enough. I'm posting once every other week or something like that. Like, I'm posting like 4 posts a month. It's not enough. So especially to keep like, people coming to your page and everything. Like, so my goal is twice a week. I feel like that's really good. Maybe 1 reel a week. I'm going to try to do something
that's
different.
Ambitious.
Reels are super ambitious, and especially since like,
you're right though. You have to.
You have to. Yeah, like it sucks. We don't want to do it, but at the same point, that's marketing today. That's marketing in 2024. Is social media marketing is the best tool you have, and it's free. It's a free tool.
We've talked about this too, where like we need to, as vendors, adapt to a changing market, and like one of those things is our marketing. So in order, most of your leads probably come from Instagram and referrals, direct referrals.
92% were Instagram last year.
So we have to use those tools to keep the leads coming in. Yeah. And if that means adapting to making reels.
Gulp.
We have to do it.
Yeah. They're painful. Reels
it's really
suck.
hard.
Reels
it's
suck.
So hard. Some of you are so clever and creative and funny, and I'm just like, I can't do that on the internet. I can only do it in real life.
Your reels are really good. I know you plan them out.
I have to. Like, if I'll hear a sound or something, I'll be like, oh, that would go really well with this. But it's like 9 times out of 10, I'm sure someone's done it already.
That's me with memes.
And then it's like, oh my God, am I copying this person? Is it okay to copy this person? Do I have to link to this person? I'm so scared. What if they hate it? Oh my God.
Yeah.
The anxiety.
I know. See, that's me with memes. I just, like, when I find a meme, like, I'm just like, ooh, this is perfect. I got an idea.
The memes are good. They slap.
My memes are pretty good. I'm very proud of my memes, by the way. I've made all the memes on the vendor table. I'm going to take full credit on those.
You should.
I do send them to Lauren to approve them. All right, so yeah, my next goal, this is lofty because I say this every year. This is a goal I fail every year. Every fucking year I fail it. Reorganize my office and get rid of old shit that I don't use.
You and me both, sister.
Gear boxes. Do you know how much?
So many.
I have so many camera boxes. Who else has camera boxes? I have every box of every camera I've ever owned. I just need to throw them out.
Have you seen Nathan Chansky's
reel? Fucking hysterical. It's so accurate. It's like, I forgot what the context is. That dude is great, but just throw out the box. Guys, throw out the boxes.
I can't do it.
Throw them out. Just throw them out. I'm guilty of it. I have 2 R6 boxes. Every lens I've ever bought, I think I have the Mark II box from 10 years ago, 12 years ago. Still in my attic. Why? I'm not selling them. I've never sold a camera.
We're hoarders.
I've never sold. My wife says she's like, you're such a neat freak, but you're a fucking hoarder with your camera gear. I have so many cameras. I have antique film cameras. I have this and that, things that don't work. Just get rid of shit, guys.
It's just the boxes.
Yeah, it's just the boxes. Just get rid of stuff. Oh,
so
God.
Many boxes.
It's a lofty goal. I do have to reorganize my office. I want to go through everything. I want to get rid of shit. My desk drawers are just fucking chaos.
Oh, God, it's atrocious in there.
Like if somebody DM'd us and was like, I love your office. I would love to do a tour. I'm like,
no, you don't.
I'm like, no.
We're
waiting on that one.
My office is also my closet.
It's your closet?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like mine is like it's a spare bedroom that we don't use, so it turned into my office?
Mine is a spare bedroom, but it's really small. We have a tiny house. Like, it's not that big. It's only it's 3 bedrooms. But our master bedroom isn't like that big. So most of Pat's stuff is in the closet in there and in a dresser. Mm-hmm. And the other dressers are in my office, which is really tiny. Mm-hmm. It's a tiny office. So my goal for my office was to maximize my space and make it more functional.
Yeah.
So kind of with you there, like definitely making sure my office is a place I actually want to be in, because right now it's so all over the place and such a mess that it gives me anxiety. And it needs to be my place of like zen.
Yes. Cheers to that.
Your office needs to be a place where you can unwind and not feel overwhelmed.
Yeah, I need to do a better job at it too. Like I have papers everywhere. I have like stuff, like it's just not organized well, and it's a big goal. It's a lofty goal to like actually take things out and like go through it and get rid of things and stuff like that. But yeah, if you're a hoarder of camera boxes, throw them out.
No, I can't do it.
I don't know if I can either. I'm gonna try. I'm going to try really hard.
It's going to be... I'm just going to record me repeatedly trying to throw a box out.
It's a big huff and puff. Yeah, so a lot of those goals are, like we have very similar goals, which I think is really good. Like updating guides and things like that, or if you're Lauren, creating guides, I think is a big goal. It's lofty, things like that. Now, do you have any personal goals for for yourself for 2024?
I did have one. It has eluded me.
You want me to
You
tell
go
mine?
first.
Okay. So mine, I accomplished this last year, but it was like work out at least 3 times a week. I'm off to an okay start here in 2024. It's tough when you have kids and your kids are sick and they're home and you can't spend time in it, or you have a son who gets up in the middle of the night and makes you exhausted. So the next day, why do you want to work out and stuff like that when you're running on 3 hours of sleep? So I have to better motivate myself a little bit more. I also have to eat a little healthier because I'm eating like trash. My wife's really good. We're doing a lot of Instagram recipes this year. Mm-hmm. Like she's really good. She like find some good shit on Instagram. Like these Instagram chefs are
Pat
like really
finds
good.
them too.
Yeah, they're really good. Like Instagram recipes are really good. She found this like spinach pasta recipe where it's like blended spinach with like tofu and like it makes it like a spinach cream sauce. It's fucking phenomenal. And I don't like spinach. Like I'm not a spinach guy, but drip it on pasta and like you put it in a pan.
Nice.
Fucking good.
Good shit.
Good. But yeah, I want to eat better. I want to work out 3 times a week. I want to go on more dates with my wife. We went on, I want to say 10 dates last year, which is
that's more than we did.
That's not enough for us. We used to go out every week. Now our dates consist of sitting on the couch, ordering sushi, and watching our show of choice. So, yeah.
Yes. Making time for your partner is very important. We've talked about this, I think, when we were discussing dealing with burnout and how our jobs impact our spouses. So we have to also make them feel like our job isn't more important than they are.
Yeah.
So you're right. That's definitely something that definitely I should also be doing. So another goal Michael has that I also have. But I just thought of another one that I had, and that was to, obviously reading is one of my hobbies, my passions. And I have a Goodreads account, and basically I've been setting goals for reading goals for myself. So last year I read 45 books from July to December.
That's awesome.
And this year I want to read at least 70.
Wow. That's awesome. I'd like to read 1 book this year.
Well, listen, like when I got Pat a Kindle, he hadn't read a book in 10 years.
Yeah.
And I bought him a Kindle for his birthday, and I pre-downloaded a book for him to read. He loved it, and then he just kept reading from there. He read 16 books last year.
That's awesome.
So...
I'm not a book guy.
You say that, you just haven't found the right ones.
I know. I read 2 Game of Thrones books, and they were really good. Thing about it was, like, I love the show, and I knew what was happening because I watched the show already.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's what, like, I watch a lot of TV that they're adaptations from books. And I'm like, oh, I should read the book. And then I read the book. I'm like, I watched this already.
I know. It's the worst.
So
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't watch something if it's a book first.
Yeah,
I have to read the book first.
You got to read the book
first.
Yeah, that's.
But
it's a good goal though. 70.
I stopped reading for a really long time. I just didn't have time to read, or I made up excuses not to, or I was doing other shit. Mm-hmm. And last year, I really wanted to get back into it, so I did. And I feel like my brain is working a lot more.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm using parts of my brain creatively that I never thought of before. And I'm also creatively coming up with other ideas for things to apply in my life and my work.
From Fairy Smut?
From Fairy Smut.
Alrighty.
Not necessarily in my wedding work, but in like personal work, things that I want to try, things that I want to like just experiment with.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Good for you. I like it.
I also want to go to a couple of Renaissance fairs.
Oh, really? Did you ever go to one?
No.
I went to one.
I bet they're so fun.
In college. It was an experience.
I want to go.
It's an experience. Good for people that go to Renaissance fairs. Yeah, my last goal is to be off my phone from like the hours of 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. I am horrible.
This might be the hardest one.
It's so hard. And, you know, between running my own business and as well as overseeing a lot of stuff on the podcast, I feel like I'm glued to my phone more than I ever want to be. So I'm really trying to turn it off. I actually got a box from Amazon. It's like a lock box for a phone. Like legitimately it sets a timer and like it won't open for like the amount of time you set for it, unless like you could do an emergency code, but it actually is pretty annoying to have to do it.
For the iPhone addict.
It's, you know what? I notice I'm a little bit too much on my phone.
I'm definitely too much. Anytime I get an alert that says your screen time was up 15% this week, I'm like, I was averaging
like over 6 hours of phone time, and like I watch a lot of shows on my phone, like, you know, like when I'm working or like when I'm working out or something like that. I have, you know, time on the phone, but at the same point, I'm like, that's way too high. So my goal is to be off of it from the hours of 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. when basically my kids and my wife are home. And then after that, it, you know, okay to be on it because mostly everybody's asleep or, you know, just kind of relaxing in that regard. So yeah, I know if you're a screen junkie,
it's almost impossible not to be.
It's very hard to, we're in the smartphone generation. I hate it. I do. I feel like I'm locked to this stupid fucking thing, you know? You're locked to this fucking thing. And as a business owner, it's really bad. A lot of people are like, well, why don't you get a separate phone for business? I feel like it'd be worse.
I don't want 2 of them.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be worse with 2. So I don't know. Like, so I did get like a little box from Amazon with a timer and stuff like that. And I'm going to try it out. Maybe it will help. Maybe it will help curb the habit kind of thing. It's a bad habit. It is. It's a bad habit. I'm always looking at it. Like alert pops up. I'm checking like stats all the time. I'm like, why am I doing this? It hasn't changed. I don't need to see it. So if you're like me, you know, that it's a good goal to kind of get off of.
Get a chastity belt for your phone.
Fuck. Right? Fucking. Right? It's fucking stupid, but it might need it. But no. So whether you have goals, you know, like personally or goals professionally, you should always set them at the beginning of the year and try to work towards them. And like we said, like make them like a little hard to achieve, like so you work hard towards those goals. I think it's really important as a small business owner. I think it's really important as a wedding vendor to work towards those goals, to get better. I'm always trying to get better. Like I think one year I wanted to get better at flat lace. So I took like classes on flat lace. I watched YouTube videos, and I think I'm pretty good now at flat lace, and I'm always drawing inspiration and shit like that. So, you know, I'm always trying to one-up myself every year, and goals help me do that. So I think it's great for any wedding vendor or any small business owner or any person really to set those goals to achieve every year. Write it down, put it on a piece of paper, put it in your phone, things like that. And then that way you just check them off as you go.
I mean, we have like goals for the podcast as well, like set aside. We've consistently checked them off every, this past year was our first year doing it. We've checked them all off. And now we have like our dream big goals that we're not going to disclose, but
got some big
they
big
are
goals.
there. Like we have our reachable goals, and then the ones that we feel like are just outside of our reach, but we want to get to eventually.
Some of them are kind of popping up a little bit.
I
kind of crazy.
Have feelings.
It's been a fun ride, so hopefully we keep it going. This has been a fun one. A lot of banter, a lot of bullshit. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Almost a fight.
Almost a fight. It's fine. At the end of the day, we still like each other.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
Sometimes.
Okay. All right, Lauren, where can they find you?
You can find me at LaurenO'BrienPhoto.com and on Instagram, Lauren O'Brien Photo and the Feral Photog. Mike, where can they find you?
At Michael Casara Photo on Instagram, TikTok, as well as my website. And you can find us at the Vendor Table Pod on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, as well as
our Facebook group,
which is growing every day. Guys, it's been fun. We'll catch you next time.
Okay, bye.